So why don't we just have 6 minutes and see if we can actually match $10,000. I'm just going to put it out there and let's see what happens. The video itself speaks volumes. A young child as she was then, 8 years ago, met a CASA. And there are now 209 CASAs, by the way. Wendy is an extraordinary person, of course, but Connie met her. And you heard from Devin as to how it feels to be so lost, to be so downtrodden, to have adults kind of letting you down, to be confused, to be in a court system, to have no roots, to not being able to go to school because there's no connection and you might be somewhere else a little later. All of the insecurities that were so poignantly spoken to by Devin. Remember when she said this? When I had a CASA, I was treated like a person. Because previously she was treated like a symptom. She was a responsibility. She was a challenge. She was a lot of work. No, she's a person. And she's developed into a glorious young human being, as indeed as Connie. Connie is a young mom now. She's going to school. She's a contributing and wonderful and valuable person in our community. She's a friend. She's a friend. Those two families are now friends. And this is all the extraordinary power of CASA. And you can contribute to it. In fact, so many of you have already, and you have an opportunity to do so again. But let me back up, because it's really important that we understand that many of you have been supporting this amazing nonprofit for weeks and months and years. You're always there. And it might be that you've reached out and you've spent every last penny that you have available to support these kids. And for you all, we say thank you. In fact, it's kind of odd, but let's say sort of thank you in our little cubicles, wherever you are. Maybe you could just sort of stand up, roll your shoulders and your legs, and just, nobody's looking, but just put 2 thumbs up to the camera or to your device, and just imagine all of those people around you, all of those contributors, all of those helpers, those supporters, and all of those kids. Every last kid is supported by those 209 CASAs. Just imagine this whole marvelous family. Now, as I mentioned, many of you have given all you can. And as you're standing up there or you're settling back down, let's give a big thank you, whether it's verbally, whether it's out loud, whether it's in silence, to everybody who's participated already. But I have this request of you on behalf of CASA. If you find yourself in a place where you can give just a little bit more, could you do it now? This is the moment. We've got $10,000 sitting out there. We've got 3 minutes remaining, Rod time, to get it done. Could you go to your bid pal now? It doesn't matter how much it is, but if you do have just a little extra that you could give, could you give it now? And we don't want anybody sitting there feeling badly because they're not giving. If they have indeed, and we're sure you have, given whatever you can in support or money or finance, or just acknowledgement. We don't want anybody feeling guilty. Quite the opposite. This is an amazing event. This is a community that supports each other and comes together. So whatever your situation, this is a celebration. We already know that this has been a giant success. We already know that CASA is going to march forward thanks to you guys. So let's, in full celebration with 2 minutes to go, let's see if we can match those $10,000.